What's up guys, I'm Olivia and welcome back to my channel. Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Olivia, and on this week's video we're going to be reacting to my friends' cages. I forgot. This is Lexi and this is Kenzie, my cousins, and you saw them in last week's video. I did have a different video planned. Didn't turn out so well, so we're filming it again. It's great. Yeah, I've been sent some photos of my friends' cages. We'll all react to them. Without further ado, let's get started.
Is this thing on? All right.
Okay, so we're not gonna be reacting to these in any particular order. I'm just doing them as I get them.
Flippy floppy.
The first photo that we have is some chickens, and they are in an outdoor coop. So if you guys want to start talking about it.
They have a pretty decent sized coop. It looks like there's like not too many chickens. That's good because they're not going to be all tightly packed into one coop.
Yeah, the coop, I feel like if they had any more chickens than this, it would be very cramped. But I think they have enough room for the chickens they have.
Yeah, it's a good sized coop for 4 chickens that look like.
Yeah, it looks like they have 4 chickens. They might have more, but I don't know. Hey, on the bottom of their cage, I'm not sure if that's used for,
I don't know, like
bedding or food. Not sure.
I meant like that's their food.
Well, like
no, that's
food, not like food, but they like
yeah.
I mean, I think chickens eat hay, right?
Looks like they do have a nesting box.
Yeah, they have
the nesting boxes.
They have a nesting box on the outside, which is good because you don't want your chickens laying their eggs just everywhere.
Maybe they put the hay for warmth. Or something.
Yeah, warmth maybe, but I just don't. I feel like there's a better thing that you could use than hay, but maybe. Also, a fencing around their chicken coop, which is good, so that way other animals don't get in to get to their chickens. You want the fencing to be high enough so your chicken can't fly out. Photos came from the same person. They have a lot of tanks, but they just sent us 2 of them. So the first one, I forgot what he said he put in it. I'll have to look at that, but you know, it will be somewhere on the screen. So it has, I don't see is a filter, so I don't know if he just cycles the water a lot, but there's no filter, and I'm pretty sure they need filters. Oh, probably a couple inches of sand on the bottom, which is good because I know to burrow.
Yeah.
So it's good that he has sand on the bottom.
And it's a pretty decent sized tank.
Yeah, I don't know
Probably
how
has,
many
in
there. Depending on the size of them, I really don't know. I don't know a lot about this tank because it wasn't indicated. I should probably ask what they have in there, but the next tank has baby crawfish in it. It has less substrate on the bottom, but it does have lots of rocks and branches and stuff for them to hide in. I do see so they do have a heater in that, and I think I don't see a filter, but I'm pretty sure there is one in here because if you put a heater, you're most likely gonna have a filter in there as well. It looks pretty big in size. I think it's like a 50-gallon maybe, or a 75-gallon. So that's a lot of room for.
I like that one. That one's good.
Yeah, I like the setup of this one. So the next cage is from one of my friends, and it's a betta tank, and we also have a bird cage. And she said that these are the 2 that she's sending for now. Rosie has been in that cage since we got him, and he likes it. And my fish will probably be getting a bigger one soon. So first we'll start with the bird cage. I don't see very much of an issue with this cage. The only thing I say would be the size, because you do have a cockatiel, so your bird's a little bit larger than a parakeet. And the only other thing would be the perch that's in there, the green one. I'm not sure, it looks like a sand perch, because sand perches aren't necessarily good for your birds. It's elevated, but I guess that's just a flaw with the cage itself, because you wouldn't want your food close to the bottom because your bird's just going to constantly poop in it. But that's the cage. That's not something you can really fix about it unless you got one of the food dispensers and put it on the side. But that's all I
just think it's a little too small.
Like, I know you take out your bird a lot, which is a good thing, but also what you could do would be to put slime on and stuff like that. Next we'll move on to the betta. So you don't have a lid. You also don't have a filter, I don't think.
It's very.
I know you said you're getting a new tank, which is a good thing, but make sure you have a filter. I'd recommend a heater because betta fish need heaters because they're tropical fish. And I would just get some more places to like hide and some more plants in there. I don't think the size is that bad. I don't know what size tank it is, but I know that 2.5 gallon is the minimum for a betta fish, and that looks like a 2.5 gallon, but if it isn't, then you should upgrade.
I think it needs more
hiding
things, like
spaces.
more, because it really only has one.
Yeah. These were bird cages sent to me by one of their friends, and it wasn't their birds, it was a neighbor's birds. They look pretty big, so that's a good thing. The major thing that I see here is there's absolutely no toys whatsoever in the cage. Birds definitely need a lot of toys.
They need a lot of perches. I don't really see any of that.
I don't see any perches either. The birds just sitting on the ground.
It's really...
The food dishes are also on the ground. I really don't recommend that because, like I said, your bird's just going to poop in your food, and you're going to have to change it often. The cage also looks extremely dirty. Like, not that that has anything to do with it, but you should also keep your cage clean. It's better than the first one. So this one looks
It does have the toys and stuff and perches.
Yeah, so this one has about a rope and a wooden perch, but I definitely would get more perches so that bird doesn't, their feet don't tense up. If you're standing on the same thing, their claws just get stuck in this position. So if you get different width perches, then that means your bird's going to be moving its feet more often.
Are these the food dishes?
Yeah, so
those aren't on the ground.
So they look like the birds in a preview cage or something like that, and it is pretty big. So I have a preview cage for my parakeet, and this is the right size for this bird. So the sizing's good, but this one does have toys, but it only has 2 toys. Your bird needs a lot more toys than that. And there's one perch, and I think it's a sand perch, which sand perches aren't good for your birds. And the food is also on the ground in this one. And absolutely no toys, completely empty, which isn't good at all. Like, this is an extremely bad example of how to keep a bird. This can be bigger, and I think this one is a good size, but this one is too small, especially since they have 2 birds in it. So the next photo that we have is again from one of my friends, and it's a bunny hutch. And so I kind of have a lot of opinions on this, but I'm not going to go too in-depth about it. So the first thing, at least the bunny's inside, because if the bunny was outside, that would be a bad thing, because bunnies shouldn't be outside. But it is a decent sized hutch for one rabbit, but it could be bigger too, if it's just always in a hutch. The second thing is, if you do have one rabbit, you should always have friends. They get very lonely and they enjoy company. Because you do have your rabbit in your basement, what I would recommend to do is to bunny-proof your basement, keep your hutch door open, walk off your stairs, and just let your bunny free roam your basement, because that's a really good way for your rabbit to live. The only other thing I saw was that your litter box, it just had all pellets. I would also put hay in there because it's good to have hay and pellets. But you can tell that you guys should have done a little more research before you got your rabbit. We also got our last photo to react to, and this is a guinea pig cage.
Like I'm not an expert on guinea pigs, but like I've seen some and I've had them for like a class pet, and I just know they should have like a little hut or a little hidey hole thing that they can go into, and this doesn't have that. Sure has it.
Also, I think it needs 2 toys. Like, it needs to have something to chew on.
I think the cage is a decent size. I don't know the exact size requirement for the cage, but it did look really long. I did see a bunch of custom built cages that are like huge. So like I said, I've never owned guinea pigs, so I'm not sure exactly on their care, but the cage did look somewhat plain in the photo. I didn't see a hiding house or chew toys like they said. It did have a water bottle, and I think you said that you had 1 guinea pig, so I also read that guinea pigs should be in pairs or more than pairs, like 3 of them or so. But that cage would definitely not fit those. So if you were to get another one, don't put it in that cage because that's too small for all of them. I think the cage just needs some work, and
They're very plain.
Yeah, very plain. Very, very plain. And I would go on Pinterest and look up some guinea pig cage ideas.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
We're not masters on every single animal, but
we're not.
we can tell a couple of things. Next week's video will be better, so make sure to subscribe so you can see next week's, and follow all my socials. They will be down below.